This is I Report Memphis, and today we're going to take a look at Watkins and Chelsea from last night, as well as Arkansas and downtown Memphis and Harbortown and President's Island. This is the 2011 Mid-South Flood Investigation with I Report Memphis. Hey everybody, this is Jennifer with I Report Memphis. Right now I'm in Arkansas. I got off the expressway and I came across, the road is closed. If you look behind me, you see the expressway. What was below it was a street. Right now it's completely covered with water. Just to give you an idea of how close the water was to the highway on Friday, that's how close it was to the highway as soon as you reached into Arkansas. But that was on Friday. Since I've left, the water has risen, so there's no telling how far up into the highway. I think it's shut down at this point. Roy Murphy, an Arkansas man, was asleep in his home last week when a tornado came by and ravaged his house. Part of your roof, is it?
Oh, it's a carport ahead.
That's your carport?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. These were the conditions Friday, May 6th on 2nd Street. Now the roads were blocked off, but there were people who had actually started fishing on these side roads. I talked to some city officials who told me that these waters are actually sewer waters. You are urged not to fish in these waters. I was also on Riverside Drive downtown where they were preparing for the rising water. Now, as you can see, when I was down there on Wednesday, the water had filled up a few parking spaces and part of this little area where people could sit down. Now, when I came back on Friday, that area was completely covered. Now, while I was up there, a barge came by and just pushed the water right onto the park.
A few families have evacuated, and on the east side, a little further up, right now it's optional to evacuate. If they think it's really gonna happen, you'll be forced to evacuate.
Welcome to President's Island, or a part of President's Island rather, that has been flooded. If you look behind me, over here we have many buildings that are flooded, including this WTC building that is flooded up to the windows. I spoke with a couple of workers down here who told me that that is probably flooded about 5 feet high. Most of this water that you see coming up has actually used to be all the way back there. Now, if you're wondering why gas prices in the Mid-South continue to go up, this might be the reason why. This is the Exxon refinery. It is flooded on President's Island. However, I had the chance to speak with some firemen who told me that Exxon is doing everything that they can, and right now the flooding is not dangerous. However, if you have noticed, outside of Exxon's pumping stations in the Mid-South, you get 4 cents off for every gallon if you pay by cash inside. Now, this is a potential reason to keep their customers, but it leaves you wondering, is it enough? Friday night was a frightening scene over by Watkins and Chelsea. This is on Stonewall Street. As you can see, there are churches and there are homes that have been flooded. People were evacuated to the Raleigh Springs Mall and they are okay. Now, city officials are doing everything they can to manage the flooding, and they are evacuating people to safer areas if they are in flood zones. If you would like more information as the days progress, you should check your local television news broadcast. This has been Jennifer Sadler with your I Report Memphis during the 2011 Mid-South Flood Investigation. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you check out the blog at www.ireportmemphis.wordpress.com.